What's your top 3 items that you have on you at all times?
I mean, the thing that I want to say first and foremost is my weapon.
Right.
But the reality is...
All right, guys, you ready?
Ready.
What's up, Internet? Kern 1776 here with a couple really cool cats.
JJ Morris, Fuel the Fires.
I am the Jason from On 3.
The Jason. Y'all seen the pocket dump with JJ in the fall gathering at Georgia Bushcraft, and everybody was talking about like it was like, I think I had
It's like 25 pounds.
Yeah, 15 minutes or something with him. Everybody else is like 3, you know. So I got to thinking, I was like, man, he's just got a lot of stuff with him all the time, and I was like, I wonder what his top 3 would be. And I was like, I wonder what Jason's top 3 would be, and heck, what would my top 3 be? Yeah. Here's the thing. A lot of people, including myself at times, I'm sure you guys, when we're shooting videos, we make sure we got all our gear, right? Do we carry that all the time, every day?
For real life, what do you carry all the time?
Like if I walked up to you and, hey, what's your top 3 items that you have on you at all times? Would you even have 3 items?
Yeah.
But if you did, what 3 items would that be?
I always have 3 items for sure.
Yeah, I know this guy's got 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to say my knife.
Okay.
First thing, which I know you're probably going to say no.
I would say no.
Right.
Well, top 3? Maybe not number 1. Not number 1.
Okay, and now here's my argument for that. Mm-hmm. I used my knife to make my bow bed.
Yep.
I used my knife.
Could you have done it without the knife?
I could have done it without it, but I saved a lot of calories having it.
Valid point.
That's true.
I also used it to make my fire. So, and there's so many things that I use it for.
Yeah.
I just don't think I could go without a knife. Like, but a lot of that has to do with my training as well.
Yeah.
Because I can make other tools with it.
Yeah.
I could use it for self-defense if I needed to.
Yeah.
Without having your weapon.
Yeah, you can use it to fish.
There's so many things
game,
you can do with it.
Hunting.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, don't get me
obviously
wrong.
a knife is a heck of a tool.
Yeah, don't misunderstand. I'm a knife guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I have a knife on me all the time. But if I was gonna pick a thing, like a thing that I needed in all situations, as much as I'd want to have it, it probably wouldn't be my first choice. Now this one I don't like, but this communication device is pretty dang important because if there's a problem I can't solve by myself with my own wits and my own 2 hands, I can call for help.
That's a good one.
Right? And this having someone you can count on.
Information that you can source.
I can find info, I can figure out,
GPS.
Yeah. Anything and everything I can do with this tool, and as much as I hate this thing, it's so valuable.
Yeah.
It's so valuable for so many reasons. So it's like a love-hate relationship, right? So I would say I'm gonna put my thing down. This is my one item.
Okay.
And again, it's not maybe not the most popular choice as far as like a knife goes or whatever, but that's a big one. I can call my wife and let her know that I'm stuck in a ditch somewhere and it's gonna be a minute. That's important to me.
Yeah.
My thinking too, as a first responder, is I know when I was going out there that the area that I was going to was going to be saturated with certain things, and I knew that those things were going to be there. So I tried to bring the things that I knew other people weren't going to have.
Sure. Yeah. That's good. You fill the gaps.
Fill the gaps.
gear gaps.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. That's
communication.
And that's common sense. We all have them. We all rely on them. It is a part of our life today. So I think that's a good choice.
What about you, Brandon?
I'm kind of with you on the phone, man.
Yeah.
As much as I...
Right. You cringe. Like I cringe saying it.
I know it goes against every ounce of our...
I mean, there's certain things on there. Like one, for instance, I'm a ham radio operator.
Yeah.
There's apps on there where you can connect...
through SMS
messaging and things like that to communicate on the ham bands and stuff like that. So
just like the InReach Garmin works.
Right. So I've got that ability, and then of course all the other modern tech that's on there, as far as knowing where I'm at, knowing where I'm going, knowing what's coming weather-wise, knowing getting help to me, because obviously that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not too proud to be like, hey, I need to call somebody or actually call 911 or call rescue or whatever, right? So communication's huge, and obviously that is the premium way to communicate.
And it has a flashlight.
As a flashlight.
I'm just saying.
It's true.
It's a multi-tool.
A light is a very valuable thing.
Photo.
And I was just thinking, like, one of my choices might have been a flashlight, but if this is my first choice, it has a flashlight.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jason.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to you.
Okay.
Only caveat is, you know, battery power and
Sure,
keeping it online.
it doesn't last
but
forever,
if you're in a situation and hopefully you keep it topped off as much as you can throughout the day, you can put it into, you know, sleep modes and different things. So
Prolong the life.
you know, make it to where, you know, it's not trying to roam all the time. You can do things to, you know, drop the screen brightness and crap to conserve as much battery as possible and not get on TikTok and everything else while you're in a situation and burn up battery life.
So I'm going to step up and just do the next one.
Do it.
All right, because for me, it's fire. All right, so I want to say ferro rod because the times in real life where I had to start a fire,
I gotta put my phone in there.
I had to rely on my ferro rod. All right, I mean, in real life, that's what I had to rely on. However, I think that the Bic is kind of like standard equipment for us today.
Hey,
All right.
look at us. We're twinsies today.
Are we twinsies? Look at that.
Purple.
Now, I think a lot of that has to do with, are we in a permissive or a non-permissive environment?
Yeah.
Right. We
Why,
talk
why
about
do you
that
need
all
to
the
start a
time.
fire in the first place? Are you in some sort of place where you need to have a fire? Yeah.
Yeah,
Urban environments probably not as much. Yeah.
It's the dude that needs a light for a cigarette.
Right.
You know, help him
Yeah.
out. Yeah. But hold still, I got my ferro rod. But you know, and then how you accessorize your things going forward, like, I mean, it technically adds to it, but you know, duct tape is a great thing to put on your lighters.
Right.
He's got a Viking whetstone spark from Wazoo that's got a ferro rod and a ceramic striker and a whetstone. So you can kit them out together. I'm not going to, you know, consider that more than one item, but you know, you're pretty well set up with those two things right there.
Right. And I think the next thing, because I've put a lot of thought into this, like what would I do? Because it's shelter, water, fire, food for me is like I started doing my priorities, right? And so something I've been struggling with here lately is how to carry a container that is multi-purpose. Like I want to carry a Grail everywhere.
Right.
Right.
It's not very
Yeah,
convenient.
It's not very practical.
Really would be nice.
Yeah.
You know, but I have this kit that I've been just throwing over my shoulder, like
man
you would
purse.
a haversack, a man purse.
Yeah.
You know, that I carry that, and that has my canteen cup in it. It also has the lid,
Sure.
the hanger. It's insulated. I think seriously, like without going even any further, for me, this would be the three things. Making a container is a big deal in a wilderness environment. We've all done it. We all know how to do it, like bamboo
And we
containers.
don't
It's not efficient.
we don't
But
want to
it's
do
not-
it.
We don't want to.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not
Don't
efficient.
wanna
It's not
do it.
practical for most situations.
And if you go off the rule of threes, 3 days without water,
Yeah.
this gives you the ability to source.
Yeah.
We can purify it,
Yeah.
process the material. So I'm going to say that's my three right there.
I think that's a good three, man.
So your man purse with your water bottle in there,
Yep.
lighter, knife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't done my second one yet, and yeah, I would.
And it don't have to be
Like, if
on.
you're gonna
It
be
don't have to
wrong-
be on you.
well, it is
strong,
though. That's
But
the thing.
if
Like,
it is,
yeah.
great.
yeah, I would probably pick a flashlight if it wasn't on my phone.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a designated flashlight too. Actually, I got two on me right
Yeah,
now.
you
Look
do.
at that
That
one.
little button light.
But yeah, a lighter to make fire because, I mean, it's while I can make friction fire, I'm pretty good at it. It takes a lot of time. It's resource dependent. It's weather dependent.
Skill.
You will not always be successful. I don't care how bushcraft magic you are.
Awesome. You think you are.
Yeah, you will fail from time to time. depending
We're
on
in the
weather.
industry. We see it happen all the time.
Yeah. You're not going to get it every time. I don't care how good
Right.
you are. But anyway, so a reliable source of fire, I think. Yeah, I don't really go anywhere without a lighter in my pocket.
Yeah.
And I don't just use it for survival stuff. I mean, I burn
Yeah.
Cordage.
paper. Like at home, I
Yeah,
burn
burn
I burn
cardboard.
cardboard and stuff
Yeah.
because we have to pay for trash pickup and that kind of stuff, and you can't just throw away everything where I live in a rural area. So it's a handy thing.
Yeah.
Burning paracord, like you were saying. Yeah.
100% agree with you on container.
I think that's just every time I've ever done a challenge, that has been
You've missed
a
that.
major part of the challenge.
Yeah.
How are you going to source,
You transport. I mean, tons
right.
of stuff, right?
gather, filter, purify, and
Well,
carry?
it don't have to be for water. It could be for any.
Carry
It's a
carry
container.
anything. It's a container.
Right.
You know, so some people miss that. They always think water. Like
Yeah. It's a difficult thing
Yeah.
to carry with you on the regular. Like
it is.
that's the struggle.
Unless it's a Stanley and you're a soccer mom.
That's right.
because they're carrying.
They always
friggin-
got it.
You see
That's
the
right.
dude with the meme where his wife walks in from work, she's got her big Stanley, and then he makeshift a cup.
Oh,
out of-
I did see
out of
that. It was a
tin
5-gallon bucket or something.
Yeah, it was like a tin trash can.
Yeah.
And he made like and he put a big straw in it.
What?
And she looked at him like, what? And then it got her. Great. Anyway, so I guess technically you can carry a decent sized container around with you.
5-gallon bucket's hard to beat.
But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go a container route as well.
Now, here's something else. What I have been doing before in the past is in my Wazoo cash belt, I have the water kit that's in the
that's
adventure
true.
kit.
I'm wearing that right now.
Right, we both
It's in there.
do. All of us have it on, so you know that is something that we
That's true.
always have.
Yeah.
Is
Water
our
purification
belt
tablets and-
right in there, and that should be enough for you to source something else to
Yeah.
take care of the problem. But
it
I
is
don't-
something that you're gonna have to be very meticulous about taking care of.
Yes.
And making sure that it doesn't get compromised. Where you're gonna have to do a lot to compromise
It's
that.
hard to hurt
Yes,
a
I've had this
stainless
for
bottle.
well over a decade.
Yeah.
We're talking 15 years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would if it was like you said, you wake up and I say, hey, it's 3 items, period, for the next 10 years of the rest of your life. 100% go a container of some sort.
So
Yeah.
since I did the challenge with you, I've been carrying this around as an exercise to see, can I make this practical?
Can you make it a part of your lifestyle?
Right.
carrying the thing
I've been
around?
doing it the entire time that we've been here at this
Right.
event.
Yeah, I mean, I've always got metal containers and stuff near
Within
me.
reach.
Yeah, they're always in my truck. I've
Right.
got a whole assortment of things in my truck.
And that's
but-
something that should be brought up, right? So what we're talking about is a lifestyle decision.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you, like for example, people that get their first weapons permit, for example, like the way I look at it is I have a duty to have that because
responsible
there's
with that
many
thing.
days where I do not want to carry it. And I force myself to
days.
carry it, right?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but you look at it like this is my right, this is my duty, etc.
Yeah.
And so you do that. I'm trying to have the same thought process with this.
I get you.
Now,
Yeah.
which it does require change in your everyday life.
I mean, I don't know how the ladies are doing it with the Stanleys, but they got it
But
figured
they
out.
figured it out. Brandon, start us out. What would be your third?
So I said foam container.
Mm-hmm.
It between the lighter and the knife
Yeah.
that has fire starting capabilities,
Yeah.
but it's not as convenient or quick as this.
Well, here's something else for you to
So-
think about, because this thought went into my thought process
Yeah.
too. As a first responder, we have a duty to act in our scope of practice, right? And what's one of the worst things that can happen out there is not being able to mitigate some kind of life threat.
Yeah.
Right, so you know, I'm thinking along the lines of first aid, like something
Right.
like a bandana,
Yeah.
which I can make a tourniquet out of. Like I always have a tourniquet.
Yeah, but in the terms of thinking of only 3, I mean, I've got clothing I can make
things out
make
of. Yeah.
I
Could.
could
Yeah, you
make
could
a
use
hasty
their clothing on
tourniquet.
them.
I could make a sling or
Right.
a binding.
You can't make a knife out of your shirt.
Can't make
Right.
a knife out of my shirt, and I can't.
Like the hardest things to recreate in nature
Right.
is where your mind's going.
Yeah, so I'm going to say and then maybe it's a little cheating, but a little bit of a kitted out knife, and I would go a fixed blade route, but a small route that's
Well, I mean, all
manageable.
three of us do the exact same
Yeah.
thing. We all have smaller blades like
Yeah,
this.
so because I mean, I love carrying my larger fixed blades
But
with my big
But you don't carry it every
ferro
day.
rod.
Typically
I mean,
do that only at
every
events
day,
or when we're
like-
filming or
Yeah.
we're hunting or
Yeah,
Or
we're
you
like
know
I'm-
you're going to be out.
yeah, but
Right.
I've got this with me
all the time.
all the time already. So, and it has the Wazoo gear with it as well, the Viking,
Viking
Spark.
Spark.
And so I can make fire with this. I can process material to try to find dry material to make fire. I got mitigation to solve some problems with this that otherwise I can't recreate, because
Right.
where I live, like, you're not going to go find stuff to flint nap a freaking blade or a sharp thing out of. Like, you're just not going to be able to
gonna
do
be
it.
there. Yeah.
So
To
that'd
your
be my
point,
3.
though, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really liking y'all's phone choice,
Yeah.
right? But in my mind, I just thought I can't do it.
I can't bring
I
myself.
can't fundamentally do
Can't
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, again, we're playing this game here. Like I'm thinking daily life. Like these are the things that I always have on me.
What's going to happen 95%
Yeah.
of the time?
Yeah, this is stuff that's
I
in
mean,
my pockets
daily
right
life,
now.
I'm going
Right.
to have to communicate with
Yeah.
with the family and the kids and work and da da
Yeah.
da 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 da. And then in a situation, it has abilities that I could utilize.
Right.
Completely different discussion of what would you take in the woods or what would you take.
Right.
It's every like true EDC.
Yeah.
Like what would those three things have to be?
Yeah.
It's a hard.
It really
I
is.
mean, every time
hard
I talk to you
conversation,
guys
right?
or somebody else, stuff like this comes up. We always have this discussion. You know, the thing is like putting it into practice.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think Jason's being really practical
Yeah.
with his. So
And,
what's
and
your
my
third?
third one, if I was going to be super practical again, it may or may not be my wallet
Your
with
wallet.
money and stuff in it. Like I can buy things, I can solve problems with that in society. You put me out in the woods, this is pretty much you. I mean, I can burn stuff, I guess, right? I think I have a Wazoo fire
I got
card
a
in
Wazoo
here.
card in
I'm
there.
pretty sure I do actually. But yeah, depending on the situation where I'm at, but most likely in real life, real world scenarios, this is always in my pocket.
I mean, all three of us have our wallet on us right
that's
now.
what I'm saying. I'm just trying to be super practical. I mean, I would like to say, yeah, I mean, I'd pick my knife because this is always on me and I use it all the time for all sorts of things, and I could make fire with it and I could do all the clean fish and all the stuff. But I mean, really, in real life, normal stuff, I mean, probably my wallet with my funds and things like that.
I mean, that makes sense.
I'm not talking, post-apocalyptic
Yeah,
scenario,
no.
Right.
but just
But
normal.
You're thrown into a situation of some sort that could
Yeah.
be, I don't know. I mean, you go exploring, you decide to stop off the side of the road and go, and you got lost.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
You get a
I
flat
don't
tire
know.
and need to get it fixed, and
Yeah.
you whatever you.
You've been waiting for hours and nobody's drove by, so you got to go on foot,
Right.
and you decide to cut through this valley, and next thing you know, you've been walking for hours and you haven't hit civilization again. And you're like, oh crap! You know,
Right.
I thought there was a town over here.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that's
So,
a very
just
practical
things
answer.
like that.
Yeah, and if
know.
if I broke down somewhere on the side of the road or whatever, and if I got the money to solve the problem, I can solve the problem, and it doesn't turn into a survival scenario.
Right.
It's just me being inconvenienced.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be practical instead of cool.
Ironically, too, some of the things that go in my wallet, I have copies of and redundancy built into the belt again
Oh wow. Okay.
as well.
Smart.
So,
He needs a belt to hold up his belt.
Yes. Suspenders.
I can't wear
Cash
suspenders.
suspenders.
Dude,
It
you
messes
totally
with
rock
my
the
It's like a
suspenders.
carry. That's why I don't wear suspenders. I tried suspenders for a bit, and it does. Yeah, you can't.
it totally
You can't
screws
conceal
that
it.
up. Right.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you could put all kind of buttons down.
Man,
your
you look so
suspenders
cool.
and- oh, that'd be great.
I want some suspenders.
The thing is, I think if we made this a top 5, it would be. I
wanted to
definitely-
do that, but I was like, I'm gonna throw some
Let's
curves
Yeah.
do the top 3.
You make it
Top
5, it makes it a
three.
little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
'Cause
definitely
you
include
could-
that
yeah.
5. Yeah.
Because you go to thinking about all the stuff, but like the long hunters or things like going out like super minimal. Well, that was in their time.
Right.
Now
Right.
you could go do that for fun and for training and for understanding and for challenge and stuff like that. But who are we in that modern time that
Right.
we're in now? So what would our super ultra lightweight must have 3 things be?
Yeah.
Of course, it'd be great to pick 5, and of course, you probably should pick 5
Or 10.
or 10. But the discussion is 3.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think Jason is right because I recently, when I went up to Wazoo, I was up there. We were in the mountains, and when we came down off of the mountain, Dustin had picked me up to take me to the airport, and we ran out of fuel, and we went to multiple.
You ran out of gas.
Imagine
We ran
that.
out of gas. So we're
Thanks, Dustin.
3 gas stations that are there all together, and there was no internet service, and we could not buy fuel with
Right.
a card or Apple
Yeah.
Pay or any of that stuff.
You need the cash.
If I had not had the cash in my Wazoo belt, ironically,
cash in the cash
the
belt.
cash
yeah.
is king. We could not have gotten out of there.
Right.
And that was a very real thing. We were way up in the mountains
Yeah.
at elevation.
And dude, just thinking about that, man, so many people don't carry cash.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially like when you travel.
Yeah.
So I think Jason on the wallet idea, like I really like that because you're right. I can think of several moments in my life where if I hadn't had the cash to get
Yeah.
the ride or to get the resource or to, get the fuel,
Yeah.
whatever it
It
was.
could have turned into a
It
situation.
could have been a
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
had I not had it.
And that's smart. I mean, my daddy, which of course he grew up in a different time before people had debit cards and stuff like that and everything. But even when he got modernized, I call it, when it comes to banking and stuff and currency, he always kept what he called it squirrel money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
deep in his wallet. Like it was, don't touch, you know,
Yeah.
like emergency only kind of thing. And I remember it was not too terribly long ago. My dad's very sick right now, and he was going through some stuff or whatever, and it had been sandwiched between these two cards for so long. Like the cards were stuck together. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's two
You're
two
squirrel money.
cards, you know, and so I didn't know that nothing was in there, so I like kind of twisted the two cards opposite each other, and it was 3 $100 bills, and I
So
swear to
pancaked.
you, it was like one thickness of a $100
Wow.
bill. It had been, I just know telling how many years
He's been sitting on that.
sitting on that.
Yeah.
Compressing it.
Wow.
Like, that's real squirrel money right
That's
there.
pretty good.
Right,
He did not touch it.
Yeah, I
mean,
squirrel away cash in lots of places for those same reasons, and I've used it a bunch. It saved my butt just out of like I don't know, embarrassment, whatever. Card's not working for whatever reason. Ah, crap, man, I got cash, no problem.
Yeah.
I solved that problem, or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
cards aren't working at the gas
Right.
station. You got cash. It still is a thing for at least a little while longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, scary.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think I would have to retract something and go with your model there. Yeah, just
Practical,
it
right?
being practical. Yeah,
Trying to be practical, not cool.
right. Of course, I have been places too where none of that mattered.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's just because of my background.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, so have I. I mean, we've all been places where this is going to be useless, of course, and your phone's going to be useless.
Yeah, because I mean that could die.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean,
And then you wish you'd have something else.
every disaster scene I've ever been on, none of the phones worked.
yeah.
Except
So,
the first responders.
you know,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's I don't know, but I guess that's my choice.
I think that what it boils down to is you have to make those choices based on your situation, your environment, your needs, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, very cool. I like these discussions. We need
Yeah.
to do this more.
Because there's really no, I don't want to say there's a right
Well, there's not.
for all of this.
You know, because
there's
it'd be
pros and
totally different
cons
from some dude that lives in
every
in
approach.
Atlanta.
And depending on the situation, I'd have my things here and be like, man, I wish I had a knife. I got a buddy
That
just
has
so
a knife.
happens to have a knife. You know what I mean? Or vice versa, man. You wish you had $20. I got $20.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. And now we're a team.
We have
We're
a strike
tribe.
team.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I got a slingshot.
Yeah.
Get us a squirrel, man.
Come
I'm
on,
hungry.
man.
Yeah, we'll get us some.
That's
We'll
right.
get us some kebabs out of the trees up there. What would your 3 be if you were in this scenario? Let us know down in the comments, and be sure to check out On 3 and Fuel the Fires and Survival Dispatch.
Fuel the
Oh, yeah,
Fires.
I don't.
Fuel 'em.
Yeah, we pretend we got. Me and Jason got tattoos on our fingers. It's all right. All right, love you, mean it. Subscribe and share and comment and do all that, and we'll see you next time with another video, y'all.
Did you?
Cool. That was fun.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like to think
Yeah, me too.
about stuff like that
I'm glad we all
with
got
other people
some.
because I don't think like that when I'm by myself.
Yeah.